Hey kids, this is Mr. Cozy and this is video 55 where we talk about multiplication and exponents inside of logs. This is a very useful property, excuse me. And so let's get started. So here's the property, okay? If I take the log of two things that are multiplied together, and let's call them m and n. If I have this situation, I can write this as two separate logs that are being added together instead. So this property lets me turn multiplying inside of a log into addition between two logs. I turn multiplying into addition. Okay? This second property is the logical extension of that, which is that if I have a log of something raised to a power, I can take that exponent and multiply it with the log. Like that. Okay? Two properties. Now, if you want some bonus, tomorrow or tonight, write on a half sheet of paper why this property is the logical extension of this property. Okay? Give me a concrete example where using this property leads you to this property. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at these properties in motion. If I have a log with 7 as a base of 7x, excuse me, I have 7 times x inside of the logarithm. According to the multiplication property, this lets me split this up into two separate logs. Like that. Now, one reason why I might want to do something like that is splitting it up may allow me to simplify the log a little further. For example, I know from a previous property that log of the base is always 1. So log with 7 as a base of 7 is 1. So this simplifies to log of x plus 1. Okay? Let's take a look at another example. Log with 3 as a base of 9xy. Okay? This multiplication allows me to break this up into 3 separate logs. Like that. Okay? And then I can simplify one of them because 9 is 3 squared. So log with 3 as a base of 3 to the second, this is going to be 2. So this is going to be log of x plus log of y plus 2. All right. Let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at the exponent property. This is a super useful property because up and until now, exponents were untouchable. I couldn't do any math with an exponent. This property right here with the power lets me move this exponent out in front of the log. And when it's out in front of the log, there's all kinds of crazy things that can happen to it because it's not an exponent anymore. This is a property that will be super useful to us in the event that that this is a variable that we are trying to solve for. That's something that we'll see in the next few videos, so don't worry about this right now, but it is handy. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at log with 4 as a base of the square root of w. Recall that a square root is a 1/2 exponent. So this lets me move that 1/2 out in front of the log. Okay? Let's take a look at a few more examples where we maybe use these two properties together. Log with 10 as a base of x to the 5th y squared. Well, the multiplication of x and y lets me break this up into 2 separate logs. And then because this is x to the 5th and y to the 2nd, I can move those exponents out in front of the log. Okay? And the good news is once you get used to these properties, you can skip this step and go right to the end, just looking at the problem. Okay, let's look at one more. Log 7 as a base of the cube root of a to the 4th b to the 6th. Okay, a cube root is a 1/3 power. So I can move that out in front of the log. I can then split up the a and the b. I can move those 2 exponents out in front. And I can also distribute the 1/3 so that I get 1/3 times 4 and 1/3 times 6. Oh, and these are all with 7 as a base. I left that out. Okay, there we go. And once again, once you get used to these properties, you can jump from here right to the end. Okay, so these properties let us turn multiplication into addition between 2 logarithms. It also lets us take what's in the exponent and move it out of the exponent and with the rest of the equation as a normal number. Okay? Now, all of these examples have involved me or us taking a single log and writing it as multiple smaller logs. We can also go in the other direction. I can take a lot of little logs and combine them because this is one log plus another log. I can work this property backwards and do it as a single log of 12 times 11. And 12 times 11, I believe, is 132. Check my work on that, but I believe I'm right. I can also take something that's a little more meaty and write this as a single log. The 4 out in front becomes an exponent of the x. That's using this property in reverse. This divided with 2 I can treat as a 1/2 multiplied in front of the log, and then take that 1/2 as an exponent, so that I get log of x to the 4th plus log of y to the 1/2 plus log of z. And then since all of these logs are added up, I can write them as a single log. Okay? So I can take many small logs and crunch them down as long as they are added up, or I can take a single large log and break it up. And each of these properties has its use. This property we'll use a lot when we solve equations with logs. Okay? All right. That's enough for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.